How intentional are you in your relationships? Are you putting them at the back burner because you're too busy with work, other family members, kids, house cleaning, animals? I will say for my husband and I, for most of our marriage, 22 years, we've really put our marriage on the back burner. Everything else has kind of come first. We've gone on some trips together. We've gone on dates together once in a while. We try to talk, but it was never really about deep emotional things. It was more about surface work kinds of issues. And lately, we've really started to take some intentional time for date nights, spending some time in deep discussions. And we had two people ask us or mention in the last couple days that they feel like we're on our honeymoon and that we've completely started over. And I will say that it really does feel like that we're discovering each other for the first time. We are starting to have that deep emotional and spiritual connection. We're even doing some really deep inner work together where we can see imbalances in each other that maybe we're blind to ourselves. And I feel like this is really the most sacred, beautiful container for some deep healing if you feel led to that. If it's not aligned for you, that's okay. But maybe what you've been looking for in a relationship is right in front of you. It's been there all along, and you just haven't been at the right frequency yet to discover it. And maybe you haven't set the right intentions and time to make it happen. What would happen if you invested the amount of time in your relationship that you're investing in your work, or maybe your children, or extracurricular activities for children, or maybe your own personal activities, which is very important. Don't give up yourself for someone else and the things that you love. But I just want to challenge us to be more intentional and see what happens. Give yourself maybe a 2-week challenge to be really intentional about the way that you talk to your partner, the way that you connect with them, what you actually talk about. Is it superficial and on the surface? Or are you willing to really go deep? And that does require us to be vulnerable and kind of surrender to this process. But do you want to stay at the surface level and have a surface, superficial relationship? Or do you want to do a deep dive into exploring something that is literally going to blow your mind beyond your wildest dreams, beyond what you ever could have expected was possible? Because if both people are really working to come together, I feel that's absolutely possible. And for our journey, I awakened first. I've been on this journey for many years, and finally, I feel like, oh my gosh, we're finally starting to get on the same page. So I hope that you find this helpful and choose to maybe make some changes, be more intentional in your relationship.